Good afternoon, it's Catherine Martin, and we're here today to work on this wonderful turkey project. And he's made out of a book. And this is one of my finished projects that I made for you to see. So one side of his head is one type of material, and then he's got his feathers here. And then if we turn him around, you have a different type of material on the other side. And a whole bunch of feathers here. Then he stands up straight on the floor, and it's filled with all these different colors that you can see right here. So today you are going to be making your own, your very own. I have pre-assembled the kits for you. The kit's going to include the book and the turkey head, which is already assembled to save time because it's very time consuming. And then I put on the feathery part at the end, but you're going to decorate it in a little while with the feathers that I gave. And then finally we're going to do a wonderful painting job with sequins and garnish and glitter with glue at the end. So everybody starts out the same with the wonderful book, the turkey head attached. You can see he has his googly eyes here that are on. He has a fluffy neck, and inside here is filled with stuffing, and inside the stuffing there's little sticks that help his head to stand up. So at first you're going to have to play around with it, and you can have your parents help you. You got to get the book to stand up and the turkey head to stand up. So let me show you how to do that right now. That'll be our first step. So everybody's project, let me switch. Okay, so everybody's project is coming to us flat. Okay, and everybody has a book with everything glued in. These two both are glued in. The turkey head with the googly eyes and his tail. But nothing is actually assembled for you. You have to do the rest yourself. So the best way I found with the book to get the book to stand up so it's all fluffy is you can use a hot glue gun. Now with the hot glue gun you have to have your parents helping you, and you have to have your glue available for application. Okay, so when you're ready, so have that handy. And the best way to do this is every couple of pages down the center, you're just going to put little drops of glue. And then what happens is the book actually sticks to itself. The pages will stick. So I'll just start here and I'll just put some glue. Little dots on the pages. And this is going to take a couple minutes. So that's why I pre-assembled a lot of stuff for you, so that we could have some of it already started. Okay, so I'm pushing the glue out as soon as I get it working. And I might switch. Here we go. Okay, so little drops of glue, and then you stick the pages together. And then you're going to gently bend the pages a little. And then as we go, the book is going to begin to stand up. And I'll show you how in a second. So right now it's still tipping over. And as you notice, I'm just turning the book and putting little drops of glue. Every couple of pages you can try. Little drops of glue, stick them together. Go a couple more pages. Little drop of glue. Okay, that's what I'm doing here. Little drops of glue. Stick them together. And remember, that glue is hot, so that's why it's a good idea. Have your parents helping you with this, or a family member. That is really good with hot glue, because we don't want anybody getting their little fingers or hand or anything like that in the way. Okay, so I'm just gluing. This will take a couple minutes. glue some more. Stick them together. Sometimes you hear the glue popping. It's just air bubbles in there. And time for maybe a new stick to put in, which I'm doing. Okay. And here we go. Okay, let's turn this again so this one sticks. And some more. See, notice how the book now is actually standing up. So after a couple minutes, the book will start to stand up. At first, it seems like it's going to be impossible for the book to stand up, but actually over a couple of minutes, it starts to stand up. Okay, so here's some more. Some more. And this is just gluing. Probably for you at home, the best way probably to actually put the book flat instead of having it standing up like I'm doing. It just makes it a little bit harder to do. And holding the glue gun, I'm trying to do it so you guys can see. And put the position in here so it's all stuck together. Okay, good. So far that's about half. Now I'm going to come around to this side. And I'm going to do some more over here. Okay, tipping over. But okay, gluing. Once you get the hang of it, it goes a lot easier. It goes quick. Takes a couple seconds, couple minutes. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is go back, and I do have my book standing, but I still have my, the head is still flopping over. So what I want to do is I want to pull the head from both sides. So I have the striped side, and I also have the side with the flowers in my case. Everybody's going to have a different one. And what I want to do is just fluff it up. And again, inside it, there are some little sticks. The sticks are meant to help it stand up to a certain degree, so that it's actually sticking up out of your book. Alright, so I'm going to just keep on working on that. That takes a couple minutes too, so that's why I wanted to have that ready for you, because you can then just go back and adjust it. Okay, so we're starting to stand up. And you can move those tabs. There he goes. And now he's standing up. So after you play around with it for a little bit, he's going to start to stand up. Or he's certainly leaning on one side. So what I'm going to do is just, you can move the stuffing around in his head and his neck and move those sticks so that they help to balance him a little. And the more you play around with him, the more you're going to see that you can adjust it. Okay, and fluff him up. There we go. Look at that. Okay, so we'll fluff him up. There we go. And now we have our book standing, and our the head, his head is standing up. You got googly eyes on both sides. His eyes look terrific. And the book is actually standing. So those are your two major points that are the toughest part. That took us, what, about 9 minutes to get all that ready. So I wanted to make sure that you had that set up for yourself. And again, how do you get the head standing? Just pull the head sort of apart and adjust the fluffing, the fluffy part, and the little sticks that are in there. After you adjust it for a couple minutes, it will start to stand up, as you can see here. And it should stand up on its own, like without having to hold it. There it is. Okay, excellent. So it doesn't look like much yet, but it's going to turn into our turkey centerpiece after we're going to add a whole bunch more items. So we're going to put the glue stick over to the side a little bit. I'm going to center my project on the table here. And then I'm going to work with some paint trays. Now, I gave you all the paint is in your kit. There are a whole bunch of different colors. And the best colors are turkey type colors. Turkeys are, you know, brownish, orangish, reddish, to blend in with the local greenery, you know, like where they live in the forest. You could put a little red tones, a little green tones in there, and you could really mix it up. So let me just go take you back to the original one that I made. With this original, notice these colors, and notice how I painted them. And I added a lot of glue on this one. Notice how the pages are stuck together. So you can do that on yours as well, and then you just bend the pages open. Excuse me, sorry. Now what I did is on the pages I made stripes of color. Orange, brown, and I could turn this and see some more colors. Various different colors, reds, greens. Then at the end later we're going to do some glitter. Here, if you don't like seeing the reading or the letters on the pages or their pictures in your book, you could just cover them up with a lot of this paint. And that's actually the whole idea. You're going to paint the turkey, and he's going to be all different colors. Now another point that I wanted to make with you is I like painting on the sides of the book. Notice where the pages end? You could put some color on there as well. So you would just take your paintbrush and go down the sides. And I'll show you how to do that in a second. Okay, so we're going to begin painting now. So what you're going to need to have is your paintbrush ready. Your paint is ready. It's little cups. You open them up. Your glue should be in a little bit of a bag. You open that up when you're ready. We're not going to get to the glue yet. And you're going to begin with different size paintbrushes maybe. Do you like a thick one? You could start with that. You could start with some thin ones. A thin paintbrush. You could start with medium sized. So have a couple ready. And then each time you want to add some more color, you can use that particular paintbrush. So you might have, let's say, 4 paintbrushes. Each paintbrush is going to have a different color that you're going to use. That's the easiest way to do this project, so that you don't have to worry about water, changing color, getting it wet, and so on. So what I'm going to do is first go around the book with each of the colors that I have. And you could skip pages, do every couple of pages a particular color. You don't have to do it from top to bottom. You could just do a little bit at a time. Okay, so what I'm going to do is let's start right here by the tail. And here's some pictures that I might not like, or maybe I don't want to see as part of my project. So maybe I'm going to paint them over. And how do you paint them? You're just going to make a stripe through them, like that. And you don't have to be thoroughly, it doesn't have to be thoroughly covered. It could just, right now, just be a little bit of color. Because we're going to go back later and we're going to do other colors. Now you could also do on the inside here, towards the middle. And then remember I said on the sides, I like that as well, because it shows the project in full force effect, that everything's being covered. Okay, so here's some here. And then painting the sides. Go to the next pages. And again, if you don't want to see those words so much, you can paint it. Here's a picture, might be ugly, maybe I don't want to see that. Cover it up a little bit. Maybe just do 1 stripe on a page, 2 stripes, whatever you like. And remember, we're going back, so don't think that that's finished, because it's not. We're going to come back and make a whole bunch of colors. We can also put some colors here on the edge. And don't worry if the pages touch each other, or they go over. and smudge, because the whole idea is that it's going to be interacting together, meaning the colors are going to work with each other throughout the book. Now on the pages that are stuck or that you might have glued, you can very gently open them up a little bit, like that, on the ones that have glue. And you can bend them even a little bit if you like this one's stuck. I'm going to put a little color in there. This one has a picture, and I keep on going round and round and round until I get to my whole book. Now you could skip pages and you can go on to the next ones, so that you're getting that color all the way around. I like putting it on the edges as well, because the edges, when the book is standing up, you're going to see the edges. Okay, so now I'm coming towards the head of this, the turkey head. I'm going to skip over, do some more painting, coloring. Want to cover up the page. Again, don't forget to do the edges. And keep turning those pages. In the middle, the center, the edges, every place. Beautiful. Okay, so I'm just about back to where I started. And if you want to add little drops of water to your paint also, you can do that. That gives a nice color as well. Like if you find the paint is running low on that particular color that you like, you might want to add a drop of water. But you should have plenty. I gave everybody so much. So that was brown. So let's move on. I'm going to actually use the same brush. And I'm going to go on here. And I'm going to do my next color. This is another brownish color. A tan. And I might want to paint over some of the other pictures. Or I might just do new, fresh. And again, the ones that are stuck, like this one, I might just paint the edge. That one. And just keep on going. And if you feel you want to make a design, you can make, I'm doing just straight downward shapes, like using the brush to make a straight line going down. But if you want to make, let's say, a loop or a circle, that would be really fun. So have some fun with this as far as how the painting is coming out. And that's what this is all about, a really fun painting project. And you can really go up and down, get that color moving, get the book going. Now, there's a couple spots here that already had some paint. So what I did, and I thought was pretty fun, you could paint another line next to it. Okay, so you might want to add. Or if you don't prefer that, you can skip that page if it already has something on it. And you can go to your next page. Remember, when the pages touch each other, since the paint really isn't dry, it's going to flatten, and it might actually add some paint to the other side. So that would be a pretty good idea. So some of the pages are actually white or clear, and I might want to just go over them. And we got so many more colors coming up. And I might want to get some on the edges. I'm going to turn a little bit. Here we go. It's kind of fun because it's random and it's based on your imagination. So you can really make that design stand out depending on what you're thinking of and depending on how much paint you like. Okay, just about made it all the way back. I'm going to do a couple more right here. And then I'm going to just take a little drop of water and use up my little bit of added extra paint. Good. Hitting my sides a little bit too. Good. Okay, on to my next color. Okay, so now I'm going to go to straight orange. That is going to be a great color. And notice how some of the pages are actually filling up based on, you know, how, whatever your design is. And my book here has a lot of pictures. So you might not have that many pictures. So depending if you like the pictures or not, cover them up. Don't cover them up. And so keep turning those pages. As you turn the pages, you're going to get towards the next section. Okay. And I'm keep going. Go all the way around. Get to my next section. Good. Keep on going. And I've almost used up my orange. I want to get those sides a little bit. Adding some more color. Okay, I'm going to switch now to my next color. I'll just put that brush down for one split second. Okay, so I'm going to move to a yellowish. And I'm going to keep turning. Going around. Adding my colors. Now, if you happen to see a couple pages that you didn't hit yet and you want to add to that, you can do it. Don't worry if your paint is mixing a little. That's okay. And keep on going. And I just about finished up my yellow. Good. Okay, so now I have some green. Green you can use maybe for some highlights if you like. I'm just mixing it a little. Green will give you that grassy tone, earthy, foresty, right? Let's turn this. I'm just squishing it up because it's a little clumpy. If you find that when you start with the paints, mix them. Mix those paints so you don't get clumps. It's not goopy, glumpy, messy. This is a great project also to do out in the backyard if it's a hot day, if possible. If not, in a spot where you can clean up easily. Just throw out the newspaper, paper towels, whatever it is, and get everything going. Okay, so I have one more color, brown. Same thing, I'm going to add some brown color. Go to my pages. Oh, it's coming out fabulous because we get all this different colors mixing together. And as you're going along, if you see that the book isn't standing up anymore or the head fell over, you may, after the book dries, like in another day, you may just stand it up again for yourself. Like you'll play around with it. So it could possibly flop over a little bit while it's drying. And then you'll just go back to it and fix it up. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just finishing up the painting. Okay. So I used up every single tray that I had here. I have mine in a tray. You're going to have yours in little cups. So I just finished. I'm going to put that aside. And now I'm going to go to my glue. Now your glue is really fun because what I did was I added all the glitter into the glue. So hopefully there'll be no real mess at your house with this. So what you want to do is you're going to see that there are sparkles added or glitter added. Mix it up. And then you're going to paint that on. The best way to paint it on is at the edge. And remember, Elmer's glue starts out when it's wet. It's going to start out like a white color. But it won't stay that way for long. I'm just adding a little bit of sparkle with my finger. You could use your finger, but it's probably better to just use the glue. And skip some pages. And I'll go back to my other version so that you could see how that one really took off. And you could paint the glue on the sides. I'm just picking up some more glue. Oh, I'm having fun with this because I'm getting it all over the place. Spread it out in different locations on the pages. And keep on going back. Now I have also here in the glue some sparkles that I'm going to add. Those will be added into your glue as well. Sort of like a sequins, little sequins. Wow. That is pretty interesting. Okay. Alright, so I'll keep on going with that a little bit more. And what again I'm doing is each and every page I'm stopping and I'm picking up some of the glitter. The glitter or the sequins, the glue. Again, in another day or so, this glue is going to turn clear and it's going to look fabulous. So just make sure when you're doing your turkey, do it a couple days before Thanksgiving so that he has time to dry off. And then you can use it as a fabulous decoration throughout the seasons. And you can put it out each year if you hold on to it. Or if you keep it in your room, you might want to take it out when the season comes around again. You can use it for Halloween next time. So Halloween is a great season to work with this as well, a turkey. And especially the colors, the nice fall colors that you started using. Okay, so what I'm going back is I'm just picking up a couple more sparkles, and I made it all the way around my book. So what I want to do now, my final part is I'm going to take some of those feathers that I gave you. Okay, so take a couple feathers. There's all different colors, variety of colors. So I'm going to take the glue and I'm just going to paint it at the bottom of the feather. And that's the purpose of this last part. This is his tail. You're going to stick the feather right on the tail. And it will stay on there like that. So I'm taking random colors. Now stick the glue on the feather at the bottom and stick it onto the tail. And then slowly you're going to have his tail is going to fill up with feathers. And then you're going to flip him around. And you're going to get a feather, you're going to get some feathers on his other side as well. So I think I gave everybody about 10 different feathers. About that. So it should be plenty to stick them around. Just make sure they have glue on them. And now let me turn it around and we'll get to this other side. Basically, you're going to do the same exact thing over here. So I'm just picking up some more glue. I'm going to try a yellow feather. And what's great about this is with the Elmer's glue, it sticks right away. The feathers are pretty lightweight. So if one happens to fall off, you can just re-stick it on there. Re-glue it. Okay, here's a green one. I'm just picking up some more glue. Okay. And again, I'm putting it on the back, but I'm sticking this one to his tail. Now, if you prefer, instead of using the Elmer's, you might want to use the hot glue gun. So let me show you how that one goes as well. Okay, so here's a feather, a blue one, and I'm going to take my hot glue gun this time, and I'm going to try it with the hot glue gun. Again, please get help from your family member for this, because we don't want anyone getting that glue on their fingers. And then I'm just going to stick that over here. Let me pull that down so you can see it a little bit better. And here's his head. Wow, look at that. It's all sticking up. It's all feathery. It's beautiful. Okay. And let me do one more with the hot glue gun. This black one, the black one I put on before is not staying as much. So I'm just adding a drop of glue. Okay. So let's try one more. Here's a blue one. Okay. So let's do a drop of glue on this. I'm putting glue on him. And then I'm going to bring it over here. I'm going to stick it. Again, being really careful to watch out for my fingers. And making sure that I don't get burned as much as possible. Okay, so he is coming to finish up, or she, if you want to call it a she. And the book is standing. See the book? And the head is tipping over a drop. So I'm just going to fluff it up again, and I'm going to move the sticks a little bit in there. And I'm going to have him standing up. The best way to get this to stand up is when he's dry, because now paint, a little drip of paint will got on his one side. You can wash that off if you get it right away. Okay, so let me show you the finished product. Now this one I also went back. Let's get him. There we go. And what I did was I fluffed him up. Again, how do you fluff it up? You pull it from both sides. And you even out the stick. There's a little stick in there. You get his eyes so that they're facing up. And then look, his head stands up. Notice how this book is very fluffy. So what I did was, after it dried the first time, I went back in and I added little bits of glue, and I bent the pages a little bit. So if you want to work on it a little after it dries, and put a little bit more glue in here, and then you could bend the pages a little. Notice all the glitter on the corners. Notice the paint to give you some more ideas. Notice the edges here. Okay, here's some more. Look at the different colors. And I bent the pages. So by bending the pages will help the book to stand up and give it a real body to it, as far as it'll stay where you put it. And it makes a cute centerpiece. Look at the glue, look at the glitter. The glue dried clear. You can't really see that part of it, but you can see that it's holding on all the glitter inside of there. Here's a piece of a feather, it looks like, that got stuck. And I just keep turning it. If I turn it, look how I painted the outside of the book. And it gives it that much more depth, as far as it looks like so involved. It looks like it cost, like it was a project that cost a lot of money. Meanwhile, we got these books from the library. They were discarding, so they're recycled. So isn't that wonderful for our environment? And then we used new materials for the for his feathers. Those were cleaned or new. The material that I used for the head and the tail are both recycled as well. That were from old samples that I got from a supply store. So really everything that came here, except for the paint and the googly eyes, came from recycled or reprocessed material. Notice again the standing part, how wonderful this is. Look, you can put it right on your table. People could admire what you created. And then if you want to go back and fix up, let's say, the pages or cover them up a little bit more, just add some more of that paint on another day. And then go back and admire your work. Bend the pages and put some more glue in if you like. Keep on bending. Keep turning. Put variations. Another way to use this video, if you're watching it and you want to stop, that's a great way too, to go back and practice. So if you're watching this video for the first time, you can stop it at any time and go back and do your updates. Okay, and let's just go back to ours and we'll take a look. Depending on the size of your book, depending on your design, look at the colors, looks gorgeous. It's standing up. It's going to dry now. Look at all these feathers that you put on, and it came out to be a fabulous turkey project. So one question that students asked me when I had this class in person, you know, they had a little bit of tough time standing the head up. So if you again play with the head, meaning open it up from both sides, move the stuffing around and move those little sticks around, and then you'll get it to stand up. Okay, I hope everybody really enjoys their Thanksgiving and your holiday season. This has been another video for our library from Catherine Martin, and I hope you really enjoy your turkey. Best wishes to you and good health. Thank you.